Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, good morning. Hello. We have the newest member of the Johnson family back on David's chest. There's a baby back there. There's a baby back there. Yay. Well, welcome to Unity of Fort Collins, everyone. It's good to see you. Happy April. Almost May. If we have anybody who's new today who would like a welcome packet in your hand, we have a welcome team who loves to plunk one in your hand. So anybody want a welcome packet? Any hands? All right. Welcome to the folks online. We're so glad you're joining us today. And you might notice I have on Guatemala pants. They have pockets. So there's a group of us who went on the service trip to Guatemala to meet with our sister village, La Bendición, and we were gone 10 days. And it was an amazing experience. So we'll have a chance to share with you some slides and information sometime soon following a service. And then in August, because we're scheduled out until August, can you believe that? All of our Sundays are filled until August. In August, we'll do a spiritual lessons talk about our trip to Guatemala. So that's all coming up. Our speaker today is the Reverend Sharon Bush. So I'm so glad to see you just beaming right there. Looking forward to it. And I bet it's about gardening since it's spring. I got it. Our reader today is Anisha Kuhn, and the musicians are John Magny and his buddies who grace us with their presence all the time. Mike, Steve, and Peter. Mike, Steve, and Peter, would you just stand up for a second? And Tim. Yay! So these guys are professional musicians, and they come share themselves with us all the time. So thank you so much. Our youth and family program is focusing on foundation stones for the month of April. Today's topic is kindness and compassion. Every week we have a prayer chaplain who is available to pray with folks after the service. Our chaplain today is Judy Trimbor. Judy, do you want to wave? There she is, lovely in blue. Community lunch bunch going to Cafe Mexicali after the service today. We have a council meeting after the service today at 11:30. So many of you may have noticed that there are changes around the building. I got back from Guatemala and was shocked. Look what happened. The tree is gone, which broke my heart, but it was totally diseased. It had to go. So I'll get over it. And we have a lovely new landscape plan underway. And Jim Weimer is working with a landscape class and has gotten grant funding for a whole new xeriscape landscape in France. So more to come on that. There was lots of organization, closet organization. So there are chairs storage here. So the snow canceled the outside day, so people were busy inside. Teen sponsors, we're launching. Yes, please come up.
You kind of looked.
I did. Where are you?
All right. Well, we were a little late, so we also found out the internet was wrong, surprisingly. FedEx is not open this morning. And so we were trying to make a bunch of flyers. We are having a social for the teens to try to encourage the teens to come next Sunday after the service. So love offering for anyone that's not a teen. And you have to show ID if you're really wondering. No, I'm kidding. Please join us, and these will be hanging up hopefully by the end of the service. Thanks.
Leanne?
As Ann mentioned, our outdoor cleanup got rescheduled because of Mother Nature.
It happens every spring.
Yeah, and that's okay. So I'm going to pass a clipboard. We are looking at May 11th, which is not this coming Saturday, but the Saturday after that. And also on page 2 here, I'm looking for a few folks to help for just about an hour, a couple of different times. Around May 2nd and 3rd. We're having our carpets professionally cleaned here for the first time in several years, and we just need some help moving some furniture around. So if you can help with that, sign up. Thank you.
Good morning. We have 2 walks scheduled in May for the Unity Walking Group. May 3rd and May 17th, 10 a.m. in the morning. We're hoping the weather will cooperate a little bit better than it has so far. We got rained out on our last one. So if you're interested in getting on our list, see me afterward. But we're meeting at, Spring Canyon Park on the 3rd this Friday at 10 a.m. in the parking lot by the dog track. No, there's no more dog tracks anymore. Maybe we should start one. A fundraiser, no, by the dog park, the parking lot. And we'll walk south toward Kathy Brown Prairie Trail. Hope to see you there. Thank you.
Well, we're getting to start to do something again for the Connections Committee. How many people participated in the marketplace last year? And what was it like? Good? Yeah, well, we're going to do it. We're starting a little early this year because we wanted to have a lot of fun activities. And what it is, people donate an event or a service. And we have forms back here that you can pick up. And then, you fill it in. And then in about 3 or 4 weeks, we'll have them where you can sign up for the event or service. And all the money goes to Unity. Last year, or in the fall, we raised $3,000, so that was really good, and it was a lot of fun. You have a dinner, and you get to meet a bunch of people and get to know them better, or you just have a small activity, and you get to meet that person. So sign up after the service, and if you have questions, give me a call.
Woohoo. Book club meeting. Coming Friday, sign-up sheet on the entry table. The book they will read is Boys in the Boat. Monday, May 6th, the Expanding Consciousness Circle. Talk to Anisha or Dave. Mark your calendars for May 12th, musicians JD and Jan will be providing the music and service. Next Tuesday Talk and Tea at 10 a.m. May 21st, talk to Lil about talking at 10 with tea. And a summer camp is being hosted this summer for between Unity and Polestar Gardens for children ages 5 to 12, 3 separate weeks. Registration is now open. Okay. Let's do our unity centering prayer together. Our unity centers us in light and peace, allowing us to recognize our God within and to radiate that love to the world. Thanks.
And my buddies. I do indeed have some good buddies here. There's Steve Amadei on the drums, and Peter Parneg on the bass. Tim's Cook is going to be singing with us today, and Mike Dixon on the guitar. So yeah, my buddies. We're going to do a song here that's it's called If Jesus Said It. Reading some Charles Fillmore, and large part of the unity thought is based on things that Jesus said. He said, behold the lilies of the field, yeah, they neither toil nor spin. Even Solomon in all of his glory was not arrayed like one of them. Yeah, if Jesus said it, if Jesus said it, oh, that is all I need to know. If Jesus said it, then I know it must be so. He said, yes, we must love our friends, but we must also love our enemies. He says, whatever you do for the least of my brethren, you do for me. Oh, if Jesus said it, if Jesus said it, oh, that is all I need to know. If Jesus said it, then I know it must be so. Must be so. He said, yes, you must do unto others as you would have them do unto you. He said, oh, Father, forgive them. They know not what they do. Oh, if Jesus said it. Oh, if Jesus said it. Ooh, oh, that is all I need to know. If Jesus said it, then I know it must be. I think you're all ready to clap and sing, aren't you? If Jesus said it, oh, if Jesus said it, yeah, that is said it, I need to know. If Jesus said it, then I know it must be so. One more time. Oh, to know. If Jesus said it, then I know it must be so. If Jesus said it, then I know it must be so. Thank you very much. I think Alicia. Oh, Anisha. Sorry. Is going to do a little reading for us here.
Good morning. I have a very short, sweet reading from Love in the Soul by Robert Sodello. The rose adorns herself in order to adorn the garden, says Rudolf Steiner. So individuality is not for oneself, but for the world. How can this come about? When the rose is as beautiful as it can be, it adorns the garden. Further, the beautiful rose cares not whether anyone is around to behold its beauty. The rose draws all that it needs from the surroundings and gives out beauty in return. The plant takes in substances from the earth, the light, the rain, the influences of the moon and the seasons, the care of the hands that tend it, and gradually transforms all of this and more into the flower. Beauty is not an accidental quality of the rose, but the rose being a rose, doing what a rose does.
Oh, yeah. I'd like to get some other buddies up here. We do a song here that me and Sharon Bush wrote together. Some last year, she had a message in which it said, "You can always come back home." How about some oohs? Ooh, 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 ooh. I see Mother Love standing in the doorway, waving as I go, saying, "Son, always remember, it's important that you know you can always come back home." Oh, yes, you can. You can always come back home. No matter how far you roam, you can always come back home. Oh, you know, it's all up to you. You can do it any time that you choose. It's not far away. You're already near it. Just reach out for love and return the spirit now. You can always come back home. Oh, I know you can. You can always come back home. Oh, yes, you can. No matter how far you roam, you can always come back home. Oh, Father, said the prodigal son, I know I don't deserve to be forgiven. Father said, son, I don't care about all that. I'm just so happy that you're back. You can always come back home. Help us now. You can always come back home. Yes, you can now. No matter how far you roam, you can always come back home. You can always come back home. Don't worry, my son. You can always come back home. The door will always be open. No matter how far you roam, you can always come back home. You can always, oh, yeah. You can always come back home. You can always come back home. No matter how far you roam, you can always come back home. You can always come back home. You can always come back home. Yes, you can. No matter how far you roam, you can always come back home. All right, thank you all very much. Thank you, choir, band.
Our talented John Magnin. At Unity, you can always dance in the aisles. Okay, so I don't know about you guys, but this Colorado stuff. We love it. Is it spring? Is it winter? Yes. 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 Yeah, you use winter. Wait now and you'll know. Might bring lights on. Yes. So winter, spring, spring, winter. We're kind of in that place. But my lilacs are blooming and so are Leanne's. So friends have been sending me pictures of the spectacular blooms of the poppies in California. And where I lived in Sutter Creek, we were in a valley. And the hillside where the cattle kind of hung out, at this time of the year is full of lupin and poppies. And it's such a reminder that spirit is everywhere. And every year in my driveway, I would lift up on a hill, there was a crack in my driveway. And a poppy would always come on that crack. What an example of life. So recently, I read an affirmation, and it said, I am alert to all that is mine to nurture. When another is hurting, I plant seeds of compassion and love. When I see anger, I plant seeds of kindness. When I perceive that others are in despair, I sow seeds of hope. It's a beautiful affirmation that can make our daily journey more fulfilling. And we can read it any day, any time of the year. So spring symbolizes new life and the renewal emerging around us. New life migrates into the area of the trees and the bushes, and it's not content just to stay there in plain. They are naturally driven to produce new buds and flowers. What are we driven to produce? We're part of nature. So my prayer sister, Maureen O'Shea,
sent me a writing she did for her coaching brochure, and it touched me. And it's one of those things that I've been pondering of how it applies to my life ever since she sent it to me. And I have her permission to share it with you this morning. So it starts out, bloom where you're planted. I held the plaque in my hand and read it over and over. Bloom where you're planted. The words felt like an order, shackling me down. My friend meant well with this gift. She knew I was restless and unhappy and thought this reminder would help me settle down and accept my circumstances. Throughout my life, the same platitude popped up at inappropriate moments, reminding me I was rooted and I'd better just acquiesce by blooming where I was planted. Against the grain, I would throw myself into the moment with the effort of an Olympic trainee and the grit of an Old West cowgirl, producing the required blooms wherever they were expected. This year, a particularly wet winter caused the desert to bloom in stately profusion. Driving past hundreds of saguaro cacti, I was enchanted, absolutely enchanted, by puffs of white blossoms encircling the tip of each limb. Further on in Southern California, the jacaranda trees were fully flowered in lavender like the froth of a prom dress. As I was taking in all this exotic beauty, an insight began to dawn on me. The cactus thrives only in the desert and blooms more profusely when the winter is wet. And the flowering tree flourishes in subtropical climates. The water lily grows only in lakes, her satin pad offering one pristine bloom above the water. Since each of these plants requires such a unique, supportive environment, I reasoned, perhaps I do too. What if the order to bloom where I was planted actually translated to this? Find the richest soil to support your roots, the most nurturing climate to foster your growth, and the right energy to help you produce exquisite flowers. The flowers you were meant to bring into the world. When you find this combination of soil, climate, and energy, plant yourself there, and you will bloom in all your glory. The phrase, bloom where you are planted, gets tossed around a lot. Many think it originated in the Bible, and others know this isn't true. The sentiment can be found in the scripture, but not the exact words, bloom where you are planted. The popular phrase means to be fruitful, blossom, be all you were created to be, make the best of life when it throws lemons at you, and do what's right even when it's hard. Blooming where you are planted doesn't mean you can't improve yourself or must stay stuck in awful situations or places. There are times when we try our best to bloom where we are planted, and there are times for us to be transplanted so we can bloom better wherever we are. Finding our identity is an elusive concept. We feel we must define ourselves using a relatively small section of roles and consciousness, character traits, even if none of them accurately represents us. We were programmed as children to act a certain way, and many of us were not taught to discover our true selves. We've done that later in life. I was taught to be a nice little girl. What a joke. Attend church and work hard. Working hard was a real value that my mother stressed. And it really didn't occur to me ever that I should discover work that I enjoyed. I was an accountant for 30 years. I worked in different environments as an accountant. I worked for a construction firm, a winery, a large payroll service, and for 15 years I worked in a CPA office. These places of employment were a means to support my family, a means to owning a home and a car, supporting my girls and their activities, and of course, buying more plants. I don't ever remember thinking to myself, I love my job, or I don't love my job. I was a hard worker, just as I had been taught to be. In the fall of 1998, I went to a minister counseling center in Oakland, California. This was a requirement to be admitted into the Episcopalian seminary. I spent 3 days with one-on-one testing, counseling, talking, questions, and I learned a lot about myself. And one of the things that I learned that was a real aha moment for me was on the Myers-Briggs, I test evenly, introvert, extrovert. And it was just this opening to me of why I didn't always know what I should be doing. So it was this thing of, it clarified for me that after saying yes to being the leader of a large retreat and working for several weeks with other people preparing for the 3-day retreat, when the time came to pack my bag to go to the retreat, I didn't want to go. The extrovert had said yes, and the introvert was saying hell no. So I spent a good part of that time learning about myself. And at the end of the 3 days, the counselor said to me, "There's one thing I've not been able to figure out about you, Sharon. How have you been an accountant for all these years?" And I was a little put off by his question. And I said, "Well, I'm really good at it." And he said, "Well, yeah, sure you are. You're an intelligent, likable woman. But where was your joy?" That's the question for today. Where is your joy? And I answered, well, I have these clients. And I help them with their businesses. And they tell me about their families and their vacations and their children. And the counselor answered, "Oh, I get it now. I knew there had to be people somewhere." So I spent a good part of my working life and never asked myself, is this my joy? I did the work for need, and my hard work gave me the money to live well. Maybe I bloomed a little when I was with my clients, but I didn't grow much when I was at a computer at 11:30 at night doing tax returns. So the question, where is your joy, really led me to ministry. And I believe I have bloomed during my 22 years as a minister. I have deep joy in doing what I do. I'm very grateful to be able to serve as one of your spiritual directors. So there's a spiritual symbolism in the lotus flower, which only grows in mud. From its humble beginnings, in the murky bottom of a lake or a pond, the lotus rises upward until its flowering pod breaks through the surface into water and clean air. And it opens its exquisite petals to the sun, one at a time. Neither the outer petals nor the inner part of the lotus are stained or marked by the dirty water from which it came. Think about yourself. Have you been the lotus underwater? It's so true for us. Grounded in the earth, we too bloom from within, rising into the light of consciousness to fully express our truth of who we are. The story of the lotus reminds us that there is a gift in all of our experiences, particularly the difficult ones. If we're going through a particular muddy time, we can shift our focus from the problem to the good. We know that good will come. We can look for the lotus, the blessing, the gift, and welcome it with great expectations. So now, I want to tell you about Ernie. Ernie was a quiet man. He didn't talk much. He would always greet you with a big smile and a firm handshake. He seemed happy. He seemed joyful. And after living in our neighborhood for over 50 years, no one could say they really knew him well. And before his retirement, he would take the bus every morning. He was a lone sight, walking down the street, and he often worried us. He had a slight limp from a bullet wound in World War II. And we worried over our changing neighborhood, our uptown neighborhood, with its ever-increasing random violence, gangs, and drug activity. But Ernie didn't pay attention to it. And he saw a flyer hanging outside the church asking for a volunteer to take care of the garden behind the minister's residence. And so he quietly, unassumingly, without any fanfare, just signed up. He was well into his 87th year. And what we had feared would happen finally did. He was finishing his watering for the day when 3 gang members approached him. Ignoring their attempts to intimidate him, he simply asked them with a smile on his face, "Would you like a drink from the hose?" Remember those days when we could drink from a hose? The tallest and toughest looking of the 3 said, "Yeah, sure," with a mean smile on his face. As Ernie offered the hose to him, the other 2 grabbed Ernie's arms, throwing him down. And as the hose snaked crazily around, dousing everything, Ernie's assailants stole his watch and his wallet and then fled. Ernie tried to get himself up off the ground, but he had landed on his bad leg, and he lay there trying to gather himself. And the minister came running out to help him. "Ernie, are you okay? Are you hurt?" The minister kept asking as he helped him to his feet. And Ernie just passed a hand across his face and sighed, shaking his head. Just some punk kids. I hope they'll wise up someday. His wet clothes clung to his slight frame as he bent to pick up the hose, adjusted the nozzle, and kept on watering. Confused a little bit, the minister asked, Ernie, what are you doing? And he said, I've got to finish my watering. It's been very dry lately, came the calm reply. Seeing that he really was all right, the minister could only marvel. Ernie was a joy-filled man from a different time and place. A few weeks later, the three punks showed up again. They threatened Ernie, and he seemed unchallenged. He just offered them a drink from the hose. They didn't rob him. They just wrenched the hose from him and soaked him with water and sauntered off down the street, acting like big shots. Ernie just watched them go with a prayer on his heart that they would be safe and find themselves. And he turned toward the warmth of the sun to dry his clothes as he kept watering. The summer went quickly, faded into autumn. And Ernie was doing some tilling in the back of the church when he was startled by a sudden approach of someone behind him. He stumbled and fell into the evergreen branches, and as he struggled to regain his footing, he turned to see the tall leader of the gang reaching down to help him up. Ernie braced himself, expecting for another attack. And the man said to him, "Don't worry, old man. I'm not going to hurt you this time." The young man spoke very softly, still offering the tattooed and scarred hand to Ernie. And as he helped Ernie get up, the man pulled a crumpled bag from his pocket and handed it to Ernie. "What's this?" Ernie asked. "It's your stuff," the man explained. "It's your stuff back. Even the money in your wallet." "I don't understand," Ernie said. "Why would you help me now?" The young man shuffled his feet, seeming embarrassed and ill at ease. "I learned something from you," he said. "I ran with that gang and hurt people like you. We picked on you because you were old, and we knew we could do it. But every time we came back and did something to you, instead of yelling and fighting back, you tried to give us a drink. You didn't hate us for hating you. You kept showing love against our hate." He stopped a moment. "I couldn't sleep after we stole your stuff, so here it is back." He paused another awkward moment, not knowing what more to say. "Well, old man, the bag's my way of saying thanks for straightening me out." And with that, he walked down the street. Ernie looked down at the sack and opened it, and he took out his retirement watch and put it back on his wrist, opening his wallet to check to make sure his wedding photo was still there. And he smiled at the bride and kept watering. So Ernie died a few days after Christmas, and many attended his funeral in spite of the weather. The minister noticed that there was a young man sitting in the back who he didn't really know. He spoke of Ernie's garden as a lesson in life. In a voice thick with unshed tears, he said, "Do your best and make your garden as beautiful as you can. We will never forget Ernie and the joy he had as he worked in his garden. So the following spring, another flyer went out. Person needed to care for Ernie's garden. And you already know who showed up, right? So, opening the door, the minister saw a pair of scarred and tattooed hands holding the flyer. I believe this is my job, if you'll have me, he said. The minister recognized him as the same young man who had returned the stolen watch. He knew that Ernie's kindness had turned this man's life around. So the minister handed him the keys to the shed and said, yes, go take care of Ernie's garden and honor him. So the man went to work, and over the next several years, he tended the flowers just as Ernie had done. And in time, he went to college, got married, became a prominent member of the community. But he never forgot his promise to Ernie's memory and kept the garden as beautiful as he thought Ernie would have. It actually gave him joy. So one day he approached the minister and told him that he couldn't take care of the garden anymore. He explained with a shy and happy smile, my wife just had a baby boy last night. Well, congratulations, said the minister as he was handed the keys to the shed. That's wonderful. What's the baby's name? Ernie. So as we move into spring, I invite you to tend the garden of your soul. The abundant life of God is energizing and moving us, each one of us, to a greater understanding of who we are as spiritual beings living a human experience. So grow where you feel like growing. And so it is. Amen. If you're comfortable, to close your eyes and settle in where you are. Breathe in the breath of God and release whatever worry you might have. Breathe in love, release stress. Breathe in joy, and breathe out tension. We are certainly created to be filled with joy, to know that we are exactly who we're supposed to be. Each one of us is a unique child of spirit. And when we feel that and know that, we can give of our reservoir of love and joy that resides in each of us. So I invite you in the silence to move aside any tensions and feel the peace and the love of spirit enfold you in love. Yes, our thoughts are prayers, and we choose thoughts filled with joy. And so it is. Amen.
So let's just have a moment of gratitude. Gratitude for all we are, all we have. Gratitude for all of those that have participated in the service, certainly our musicians and Sharon, and all of you that have done little things to make this service possible. So in gratitude, we also give. So I invite you to take your offering and hold in your hands with gratitude. You can put it over your heart. And then we'll have our ushers come forward as we bless the offering together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God.
All right, thank you. We're going to get the whole gang back up here. Do a request from Sharon. This is Oh Happy Day, because we're talking about happiness. I really like the image of the lotus growing from the mud. So in that case, what's more important, the lotus or the mud? All of it. Let's hear it for the mud. Lead us, Steve. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. When Jesus walked. 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 Took my fears away. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. When Jesus walked. Oh, when Jesus walked. Jesus walked. He washed my fears away. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Taught me how to walk in light and grace. Light and grace. And with rejoicing every day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. When Jesus walked. When Jesus walked. When Jesus walked. When Jesus walked. Shed my tears away. Oh, when Jesus walked. He took my fears away. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Let me play. Let's take it to the bridge, all right? He taught me how to walk in light and grace. Light and grace. And live happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. When Jesus walked. 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 He washed my fears away. Oh, happy day. Can y'all help us out now? Oh, happy day. 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 Oh, happy, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, just like that lotus. Oh, happy day. Growing up out of the mud. Oh, happy Spring is springing up all around. All the flowers are showing their faces. It's a happy, happy day. It's a happy, happy day. Happy day. Oh, happy day. When Jesus walked. When Jesus walked. When Jesus walked. When Jesus walked. Oh, when he walked. When Jesus walked. He washed my fears away. Oh, happy day. Washed my fears away. Oh, happy day. He washed my fears away. Oh, happy day. He washed my fears away. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Two more. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day.
So let's welcome our kids in.
Let it shine, this little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine, this little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. On the corner of Lions and Vine, here on the corner of Lions and Vine, I'm gonna let it shine. Here on the corner of Lions and Vine, I'm gonna let it shine. Here on the corner of Lions and Vine, I'm gonna let it shine, 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 let it shine.
Thank you. They want to share a song with everyone, and we can sing along with them with the words over here, if you can see them. It's pretty easy, though. It just repeats.
Quietly with your holy love and rejoice
Over me with singing. Quietly with your holy love and rejoice over me with singing. Sing to me your melody of love. 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 Quietly.
Okay, is that it? Any of you want to say anything to the audience here? No? Okay. Nothing, okay. Boy, our children's program is getting better and more talented every day. So thank you. Thank you for all of our teen sponsors, children's sponsors. Thank you. And you know, next week, May 5th, right? Teen program, ice cream social, sherbet. Okay. You don't want to miss that. So that's a week from today. Anything else anyone would like to share? So let's go ahead and circle up and join hands and introduce yourself to your neighbor if you don't know them. So we are a loving community. We're a joyful community. So as we close our service, let's affirm that with a prayer protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.